Hello and welcome back. In this video, I will show you how you can define CSS styles in Powerapps and how you can apply them to your Power App controls. So stay tuned and let's go to the demo after this short intro. I just wish if direct method to apply CSS to Powerapps. While the actual CSS is not possible, there are a few things you can do as a workaround. We can create CSS by creating an object in Powerapps on AppStart function and then define the styles value. We can then use the CSS object styles to the various control of Powerapps. So without further ado, let's see how it works. So I'm inside Office 365. From the app launcher, I will navigate to Powerapps. Okay, or I can just select a blank app from here. So I will click on blank app. I will select blank canvas app and click on create. I will just give this app a name. I will call it Powerapps CSS test and click on create. Okay, so blank Powerapps is created for us. So let me just insert a button. So what we need to do is we need to add some CSS styles to this button. So let me rename this button to click me, for example. Okay, so we need to apply some styles to this button. So imagine you have multiple buttons within your Power App and you want to define those styles once like we do in CSS, and it should apply to all the buttons. So for that, I've just created an object. So the object name is button style. So we are setting the object and then we are setting the font family and we are setting the background color, which is basically this color. I want to match this button to this color, and the border thickness is 2, and then the font color is, I will leave it as white, and the text underline is true. So I just want to make sure that whatever text we show in the button, it has the underline value to true. Okay, so what I will do is I will just take this code. So this is an object called button style, and these are all the properties. This is how you define normally in CSS. You create the CSS property and then you can define all the style attributes to that property. So I will just copy this whole thing, and if I go to the app and then if I select on start, this is where we're going to define this object. So I will enter the information here. So we are setting style, we're setting the font, we're setting the background color, the border thickness, the color which is font color, and the text underline to true. So now we have defined that, we can now use it on this button. So before we apply it to the button, I need to click on this app and click on run on start, which will make sure that this object got created and all the relevant properties are there as well. So now if I select this button, and first thing first, I will go to the font. So it is the default font there. Instead of that, what I will say is button styles dot whatever font is defined there. So the font family there. So you can see the font family is changed. Now I will go to, for example, so I want to set the fill color of this button to this same color which I've defined already in the AppStart CSS properties. So I will select fill, and then instead of this default color, I will say button styles dot background color. Now you can see the background color is also changed. Likewise, I can define other properties of this button. So if I select the button again, and if I go to, for example, border thickness, so it's already 2. So we have defined in the button style the border thickness is, although it's 2, but there we can use it. One more thing we can do here is we can make this text underline. So for that, if I go and see there is an underline property for this button which is true or false, it is false at the moment. So instead of false, what I can say is button style dot text underline. So whatever value is going to be true, then text is showing as underline. So this way, if I just Control C and Control V, I have created another button. Now I don't have to reapply those properties because I've created a button from the button which is already there. So I've copied a button, which means it will copy all the properties of that button as well. So for example, if I go to the fill property, I can see that the fill property is already been configured for this button. So you will need to define, first time when you add any control, a button or a label, you need to define the object CSS style, and then you can apply to that label or that button or any control, and then you can copy that control and then you can make as many control you want, and those styles will be already applied. So this is a really easy way to manage your CSS properties level, and then everything within the Power App should be controlled via those CSS object styles. So to just wrap up this video, today you have learned how easily you can define CSS style objects within Power Apps and how you can apply them to Power App controls. And also you have seen once it's applied to one control, you can literally copy that control and you can create as many control you want within your Power App. Thank you very much for watching this video. Consider subscribing if you're new to the channel by pressing the red subscribe button below this video and click the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos as I upload new videos every week. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. If you have any question regarding this topic or any other query related to Office 365, put in the comment section below. I review the comments on daily basis. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.